Good morning. Hi. Sorry to disappoint. We're not out of story. We're just sitting here chilling. Maybe there's a story coming up because it looks like tow truck driver's leaving. Or not tow truck driver. Tow truck driver. Good morning. Hello. What is it? It's 3:26 a.m. July 23rd. Coming to you from Los Angeles, California, with a temperature of 68 degrees in South LA. And waiting for a story. I have not got anything tonight. It has been, actually, I don't know how the night's been. We have fed a few things. I haven't fed anything yet. I'm hoping to get some breaking news. Like right now at the 91 in Carmenita. I should go there, but I'm not because I'm a little out of place and I don't want to go there yet. Question mark. Are you asking me or are you telling me? I can't tell with all the question marks. I'm still on my first one, white man. Still on my first one. I got out probably at 2:15. I got out about 2:15. Just now coming up live.
Black white shirt with stripes.
Oh, I'm sure there's been some sort of shooting somewhere. Question mark. Absolutely, there always is. There always is.
Ready 1966.
Let me see. What have we fed tonight?
Over the kitchen door.
What have we fed tonight? We have fed a fire at a hotel. A fire at a hospital. A vehicle versus pedestrian. 2-year-old who fell out a window. And that's about it. So just those 3 things. 3 is a few. Anything crazy tonight on the scanner? I don't know. I've only been listening to the scanner for about an hour. Nothing crazy on that I've been hearing. There is a barricade going on somewhere in the valley. That's a story, but I'm not going to the valley because it's so. Because of the time, you got to pick and choose where you're going to go. And it needs to be a big story. The later it gets, or the earlier it gets. I don't know how you look at it. The later it gets, I guess. The later it gets, the story needs to be big. So right now at 3:30, I'm looking for the news starts. The news starts in 30 minutes. So anything I get needs to be a big deal. Otherwise, they're going to be there.
Code 547, American 1824.
You saw me on Netflix? Right on, Chief. Well, I see you on YouTube. That Netflix thing is, yeah, we were filming 2 years ago today. Yep. Stopped filming about August 2017. Hello, Denise. Ozzy.
Right there, Roger.
So for the description, the driver is United male, unknown, wearing dark clothing. Code 550 RD1147. Having the DMV from 6.018 Church Street. Wide, my taxes.
Good noises. Here we go.
And pick up the truck after time of their parked vehicles.
Is there going to be a part 2 of the show? Rust them.
Shirt, light blue pants, making threats for weapons scene. Finish order 35.
Everybody drink. Everybody drink. That's it. I only get to drink once tonight. What up, Ben? What up, Ben Cruz?
0475.
Every time I go live, it's probably not, I mean, it probably happens a lot when I'm not live, but I just notice it more when I'm live. My nose will tickle from my mustache. Even if I don't have a mustache, my nose will just tickle from nose hairs and itching. And it's called the live nose. I always get live nose. What up, little man? I used to take 5-hour energy drinks. I used to take those, the 5-hour shots. I don't do it anymore. The bangs seem to work fine. I like that. I like the bangs. Where's the barricade in the valley? That's a good question. I don't have the exact address. I mean, if I like went and thought about it, I could probably figure it out. But I don't care to know about it because I wasn't. Yeah, they are good. I've had them. I took those things back in the day, before they were duplicated by 7-Eleven and other people. The thing I don't like about those is if you take them really quick, they give you a weird reaction. Nas and Rockstar's all right. I got your email. How old are you, little man?
9919 Tenoga Avenue, apartment number 15, City of Chatsworth, expiration of 9/30/2019.
19? Gotcha. What I used to do, question mark, is, I mean, yeah, I would shoot it. That'd wake me up, and then it'd make my body feel all funky. But one of the best things to do is, towards the end of using those, like I said, I don't really use them that much. I was throwing them in water bottles. I would just put them in water before I leave, and then take the water with me. That was the best way to do it.
Between 9121 and 9211. Behind the building in a dark green or model Dodge van.
Yeah, they are bad for your heart.
Black shirt, black pants, black boots, go 3 and 10, 554.
Am I still on the charger?
47 is your location.
Omar, yes I do. And there's our charger. Are you asking me or are you telling me? Omar? I'll go to Maywood if a story exists. Just because somebody was shot doesn't mean it's a story, but we don't get all of them. But if you put in, if you go to YouTube and you put in LOUDLABS and you put in Maywood, I'm sure something will come up. Let's check that. You're asking me. Oh, yeah, I go to Maywood. Let's see when the last time we were there. Last time we were there was 2 months ago. Uh-oh.
Engine 4, squad 90, chest pain, check in the box. Gabriel Boulevard at the 60.
Yes, I do. I do stringer ride-alongs. Ooh, structure fire in Reseda. It's $300 for a half night, $500 for a full night. Firefighters and police officers ride for free. That price is negotiable. No, the price is you can split that with somebody. But there's no back seat. There's a seat belt and a place for you to sit, but there's not really like a cushiony seat, so you have to bring a cushion. But anyways, yeah, I do. To answer your question, yes, I do ride-alongs. If you're a stringer here in Los Angeles, I'm probably not going to give you a ride-along. You got shot 3 years ago in East LA? Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. During the day, at night, was it on the news? Were we there? Obviously you survived. That's good. Was it your fault? Did you deserve it? No offense, just asking a question. Sometimes people who get shot deserve it. I'm not saying anyone should ever get shot, but there are things people do to deserve to be shot. At night, wrong place. Ah, gotcha. Sorry, Omar. Sorry, man. It's a bum deal. Chief. Drink, Chief. Ozzy.
Come in on damage frequency for Screaming Woman, Oakdale, and Prairie.
I can tell you this about the Valley barricade. I believe it's in LAPD Foothill Division, if that helps.
Sure.
28-1, 211 GTA, Vermont 2nd, Shell gas station. Continue to 558 RD 2019.
Where, oh, where? It does help. Cool. Sweet. Glad it could help.
Come in on Dozier frequency for
Screaming woman, Oakdale and Prairie.
What do you have? Do you have a K injury, sir?
Uh-oh. Okay, injury where?
It's 25,
Yeah,
442, 9707.
Suspension of class B.
Lockenberg Street.
Yes, the union was Texas and vice versa. Switches of 516 or total.
And 69-120, what? If you get notified DOT, I'm gonna need some DOT units over here, whatever they have available.
Roger.
Ben,
One or two.
whenever, Ben, to answer your question, when do I usually take people on ride-alongs? Whenever they set the date up. If you're gonna pay me, I'm going to go around your availability as the best as I can. There are things that pop up, but usually I'll go around your availability when you're able to do it. If you weren't paying me, then it would be around my availability. But if you're gonna pay me, anytime. Weekends are less stress for me, so, and a little more action, I would say. They tend to have more calls. That doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be a busier night, but weekends. So are 2 mornings. You're from Germany, so ain't a stringer. Gotcha.
Martin Luther King and St. Andrews at the 24-hour wash. Call 213-562 375.
What's going on over there? What's going on right there? What's going on anywhere? So,
Patrol 76, Squad 111, injury.
my last stream I did was what, during the day?
650 New Home Ranch Road, Unit 2.
It was during the day. I did post the footage. I posted that fire already. It was a good fire. It's worth taking a look at because we didn't look at it last time. So, I also got one hit on that. Some of the stations sent their helicopter. Flames were already out, but because they sent their helicopter, they showed the footage. I did find out that water main break that Howard got channel 5 on, I got channel 4 on, so we split the hits. I thought only channel 5 used the story and it was his hit, so I thought I lost. But an outdoor fire in Pomona. Ooh, that's a good fire. That's a good fire in Pomona. Let's watch that fire before we watch my fire. But anyways, I found out the other day that Howard and I tied. And my last stream, we'll finish the last stream. My last stream, I got a good fire. So did, and I found out that Jacob was there. Jacob had one angle, I had the other. But here's my fire.
G42.
Speaking of fires, there's a fire going on right now in the valley. I think it's on Reseda. But yeah, that was over the weekend. That was you guys. I was live, but I wasn't zooming in. I don't zoom in for the most part on my live streams because it's my phone and it's a pain in the butt. You got to do like that. It doesn't look that good. But this is what it actually looked like for those of you who were with me live. Yeah, I got channel 7 on this. Shane, hold on. So to answer your question, Shane, the channel's existed since 2012, and I've been uploading my my raw news footage. My company, it was just me at first, but now there's a few of us. We go around collecting news type stories. news gathering organization, as you might say. And I've been uploading our news footage to YouTube since 2012. I've been streaming since October, November of last year, and started taking it serious at the beginning of the year. Kind of broke off in June, starting to get back into it. But to answer your question, 2012, but we started streaming live hard at the beginning of this year, or at least I have. Also, are you familiar with who it is that I am? Yes, CNN does pick up our stuff. The last thing I got on CNN was the Ridgecrest earthquake footage. Shane, do you have Netflix? Have you seen the show? Do you know what it is we're talking about when we say Netflix? I know you know what Netflix is, but do you know what it is we're talking about when we talk about Netflix? Because if you like this channel, you're going to really like that show. Yeah, so there's a fire in the valley. The valley has a couple things going on right now. See, there's always a story. It's just, are you there? And I don't have anybody in the valley right now. I think there's 3 of us out, and one of us is not in the valley. There you go, Angel. No, I'm not going to play the earthquake hit. In order for me to play the earthquake hit, I'd have to play CNN's footage, and I'm not going to show other people's content on my content page. I can show the actual footage, but that's on YouTube, so you can just go to the YouTube page and find it. Shane, it's called Shot in the Dark.
I can break off.
Take a 398 outdoor fire.
Oh yeah, outdoor fire. Okay, guys, let's watch that outdoor fire. It looked good. Copy that. I haven't seen it yet, but from the still grab, it looks good. Okay, you guys ready?
Okay.
Ooh. Oh, it's not that bad. From the still grab, I thought that fence was wood. Not a wood fence, like wood framing of some sort. But it's not. It's actually not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, Shane, so what I do is I go around looking for things to record to put on morning news. I mean, even the afternoon news, but right now, morning news. And then at some point we'll talk about food and tacos. If people get racist or sexual, depending on who's on here, I'll block you, but for the most part, I let people talk amongst themselves. Most of my people are nice. Anytime anybody's ever rude to you, they're not a loyal. They're rude to you and they're just trolling. But for the most part, even if you're rude, my people are nice. You can say something rude like, question mark, he's over here being rude, and everyone's treating him nice. No one's saying anything.
1340, 1340, have you arrived?
People are just letting him speak his obvious racist mind. Block him in a minute.
Is agent. Cruise incident 571 947 8 John Ida Paul 059 no warrant 2003 Dodge.
A few new things. Four new things being added to the store. 2 of them are already done and on their way. The other 2 are in process of being made. Rustum, Scott@loudlabs.com. Email me, Scott@loudlabs.com. Low man, I don't have a set schedule. I got new hats. It's going to be red and blue hats with the new Loud Labs logo patch on it, and press patches for sale.
999 Bowman Avenue.
Those will show up probably next week. I know I've been saying that for like a week or so, but it happens. And then the 2 new shirts will be up. It's probably going to be a couple weeks before those are up. One of them is going to be heather gray shirt with dark gray lettering, press shirts, and also blue with the Loud Labs logo and font. Speaking of taco trucks, every time you and me later in LA, yeah, taco trucks are good. Oh. But Rustum, in case you didn't get that, Scott@loudlabs.com. Do I ever get messed with by the popo? No. Before the show, they were all aware of who we are. Now, because of the show, they are all aware of who I am, and it does help. It makes it's such a big help. They're all fans. I haven't met a cop who got mad at me for something he saw me do on TV yet. I have never had a cop mad at me. Matter of fact, most of the cops have been cool since the show came out, like extremely cool. Angel, I just separated. I'm looking at it through a lens, and I just disassociate myself with it. I just hit record. Any of my guys in Long Beach, is there a story, Alex, or are you just asking if we're sitting there? What's up, Pennsylvania? Low man, it will be a Loud Lab snapback. It won't say press on it. It'll be. I've worn it once. It's a blue hat with a red brim, or red brim, and the new Loud Labs logo patch. But yeah, it's a snapback. And like I said, it doesn't say press. James, everybody drink. Just asking. I don't have somebody sitting in the city of Long Beach right now, but there is somebody near it. But he's busy on another story right now. But yeah, I started my career in Long Beach. Yeah, Benjamin, I heard all about it. That's like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. It's like 2 weeks old, I think now.
Yes, that's going to be Agent 2783, Engineer. Did you copy the trigger?
Angel, that's what I'm saying, is I'm not really looking at it through my eyes. I'm looking at it the same way you're looking at it. I look at it like a video, even though it's really on the other side, but I'm looking at it through a screen like you, so it kind of separates it for me. Because of this job, I can watch some things, but if it involves somebody I know, friends or family, I get a little cold inside. I get a little skirmish. I feel like I lose 10 pounds real quick as soon as it's somebody that I know. But luckily on a story, I've never had that happen. But in real life, obviously, you deal with things. But on a story, I've never come across somebody that I know. Crazy. I've come across plenty of people that my friends and family know, but woo. I spend a lot of time in my car, Rustum. A lot of time in my car. The majority of the job is sitting in this car. There's been times where I've done a 4-hour live stream, and I don't think I got out of the car except to pee. Benjamin, I kind of do. I do enjoy it because you can move about this. You can get things done when most people aren't getting things done. If you get stuff accomplished at night, you feel like you don't need to get stuff accomplished during the day. Or if you get stuff accomplished at night and during the day, whoo, double whammy. Or no, whammies are bad. double non-whammy.
Yeah, and Wills is here. So is Amador. So you got all your dogs, and they're heading over to Drone Field and Beaver.
There you go, drone field. Drone field's not in the valley, is it? Do my emergency lights serve a purpose? Yeah, for cases of emergency. You want to see them? They're right there. It's not really an emergency right now, is it? Yeah, the lights are for obvious reasons, so I can be spotted if I'm in an unsafe position. I call those bells and whistles. The older I get, the less I care about bells and whistles. They're necessary, but when you're first starting, you love the bells and whistles that come with the job. That's like a lot of reasons why people do the job, because of the bells and whistles. But I don't care about the bells and whistles. Bells and whistles just bring attention to you. And sometimes you want that attention. And sometimes you don't. Now what? It's really quiet in here. That's not good. You shouldn't be able to hear me whisper at all, ever.
Building. Incident 581.
Hi, Steve. I got the owner here of the business. I'm walking over to you. And you got two of them.
Thank you, Angel.
Olympic Unit 415 Group, Western and Cambridge. Incident 567.
Thank you very much.
2023. 430 3612 West
Goddamn.
6th Street. Walker Inn. Incident 564 2024.
I mean, gosh darn. No action yet for me.
Any meeting of DFMV suspect right now, 60 from Broadway, the 99 stores to Bureau with drug now,
No action yet for me.
Your results were here at Grace Road, will pass on a bicycle, code 2, so Friday, 1381.
Production company called Carga 7. Carga 7.
2033, Josh.
Same people that made the TV show Hunting Hitler and a few other shows too, as you'll Google.
Focus PR, daughter, possible gun involved. Here's the original location, countries at 584, RD 421.
No, with a K, little man. But yeah, just like that, but with a K.
Got it.
Ty, I was just in Texas 3-4 weeks ago during Father's Day, Flag Day. I was in, landed in Dallas and then made my way to the Little Elm area. Or Oakwood. Is it Oakwood? Oakwood? Little Elm? Little Elm for sure. I think it's Oakwood. I don't know. But I was hanging out in Texas for a week. Had some cool lightning. Looked like someone was just turning on and off the lights for like an hour.
Engine 183, Grassfire, Reservoir Street at 1st Street.
I did a night of stringing in Dallas. But it was more of a night of training and going through, not training, it was more of a night of going through some things. And then there's a shooting not too far from us, so we did it. Okay, so Rustum, that's a great question. It really is a great question. If you have, I'll start with this. If you have a family, it's not a job for you. I have a family now, but when I started the job that turned into a career, I didn't have a family, and that's why I was able to become the stringer that I was. I'm not that same stringer anymore. But I'm not comparing stringing to a soldier whatsoever. But in order to be the best soldier you can be, you need to not have a family, because it's something that you can't really, have on the back of your head. So when I did have a family and I was able to take chances, I got really good at the job. Now that I have a family, I don't take as much, but I've proved myself in the industry. I've done what I'm gonna do. I'm not done doing what I'm gonna do, but I'm done doing what I've done. So family, that's one thing. Relationship, you got to have somebody who supports you and is okay with what it is you do. It's very lucrative at night. It's not very lucrative during the day, so you got to find somebody who doesn't mind you not being there at night. It's not consistent pay unless you get into a position where you're the owner of a company. But if you're out there check to check, or you're on a team and you're not the owner, it's not consistent. And I did that for 12 years. I did the on a team, not the owner, for 12 years. So it has its perks. The perks are you make your own schedule. The perks are my office is cool.
Engine 25, squad 28, abdominal pain.
There are some negatives. You
Lower Avenue.
hold on. All right, so let me read some more questions here, because I think I'm done with that one. All right, last night was Carver Kings. You seen? I have not seen Carver Kings. Bama. What's my favorite type of scenario? I like fires and pursuits. Waffles and coffee. Hello. I don't understand that little man. Benjamin, yes I have. Not so much rushing to a story, but yeah, I've been in 2 crashes. One early in my career. I was working at night, but it was early in the career. It's probably 2003. Minor accident, and then I got in one 2 years ago. It was pretty major, except for the injuries to me or anyone else. No minor. I wasn't injured, but my car got totaled. But it wouldn't have looked like it. It from the looks of it, you would have been like, oh, there's nothing wrong with that car whatsoever. You didn't see a single scratch on it. But underneath the car was done. Favorite call to go on? Probably what I just said. Pursuits and fires are cool. Yeah, I do like women giving birth on the road or in their car. I like that a lot. Chris, so to answer your question, no and no. I've never rendered aid. I've helped people, but I've never rendered aid. Like aid as in like medical aid, or aid as in aiding them to a spot from here to there, or pulling them out of a overturned bus, or helping them. I didn't pull anybody. Helping people out of an overturned bus with leaking gas. It's not, I mean, there's a different, it depends on how, what do you mean render aid, you know? Aid means helping, or medical aid. And do I carry a trauma kit? No, I don't. I don't carry a trauma kit. Medical aid, no. I don't help with medical aid. I do not. My job is not to be involved. If I can help, cool. But if my helping isn't going to do anything except help somebody 2 minutes quicker, and their life is not in danger, then it's not for me to do. Benjamin, about a dozen of us. It's about a dozen of us here in the Los Angeles area.
40172 166th Street East.
Another half a dozen throughout the country. No. Another dozen throughout the country. Sorry, half a dozen in New York. And then through the rest. So there's about 24 of us through the country. Which Florida golf course gets the huge alligator in the pond or the lake this summer? I don't know, Catherine. How often do I cover the valley? I don't cover it too often. I do have. I had a dude who covered it. Oh, I've had a few dudes who cover it, but usually I have a guy cover the valley. And right now my valley guy is not out.
9 Battalion 1 Automatic Alarm 899 7th Street.
Uh-oh. I burped. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Roger, when they get closer, we'll split it now. 95, Roger.
21st, right around.
Alex.
Engine number 1279,
Yes.
cancel. Engine number
Yes.
1279, cancel.
Alex, go to Netflix. Watch a show called Shot in the Dark. Yeah, go to Netflix. Watch a show called Shot in the Dark. And who's to blame? I give news a bad name. Bad name. No, just go up. Nah, I don't like CEO. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. CEO sounds like I don't want to get into that, but I don't want to do it. What's my favorite city to cover? All of them. Amazing show, by the way. Well, thank you. Yeah, Alex, it's if you don't know what it is we do, we listen to these scanners and try to cover news stories. I'm not out here trying to be a YouTube streamer. I just happen to YouTube stream while I'm doing my real job. My real job is to sit here in a car and wait for a story. What kind of story? The ones you see on the news. It's a good question, Benjamin. It was supposed to be called Night Crawlers with an S. The show was always titled Night Crawlers. That's what it said on the call sheet. That's what it was pitched as. It was always Night Crawlers. And then they did not get permission to use the word Night Crawlers with S. So they had a big ask. Everybody, what's a good name for the show? So everybody came up with names. I came up with so many names. I forgot the names. Don't ask me what I came up with at the time. But we all wanted that. We all wanted that name, whichever one it is we chose. Like, we were all fighting for that. You know, we were all fighting for, you know, best parts, best segments. But then it came to like, it would be cool to be the guy who named it. But it was Netflix. Netflix came up with it. I have a guy in Orange County right now, Vasquez, and UCI had a fire in their basement, and they had evacs. We covered that. Nope, I don't use the Citizen app. Citizen app is stupid. Although, if Citizen app or hold on. If Citizen app or Stringer app wants to sponsor the show, I'll happily support them.
1543, stand by.
Incident and ERD.
859, incident 517, stand by for RD. Correction, incident 0141 and RD 828.
What's up, boss? What's up, balls and blazer? New subscriber? Well, thank you for the subscription. Are you a fan of the show? Not this stupid stream, the actual real deal show on Netflix. Almost makes you want to start something there in Boston. Yes, you are a fan of the show. You have seen it. You wouldn't say that if you haven't. Jason, everybody drink. Everybody drink. Brian, it's called Shot in the Dark.
Engine 70 from Battalion 15. I have the two owners of the Dutch.
No, low man. I believe one guy from On Scene streams on Instagram, but he blocked me. I don't know why though. I don't know why he blocked me. I really don't. But Gabriel from On Scene streams on Instagram sometimes. But my dude in New York also streams. Go check out LOUDLABS New York. Adam streams a lot too. Adam does the same thing I do here. At first, Adam started streaming only at stories, and then I explained to him that once you're on your way to a story, to start your stream kind of takes your concentration away from a story. Just stream your night. Don't stream while, like, if you just streamed on your way to a story, you can't predict, you can't control your stream. So just stream live. If you're sitting in the car, let people know how boring it is. It's a boring job. Yeah, little man, I know Nash. Nash is a cool cat. Why does he have to be a black dude? Can he just be a dude? Can it just say, you know that dude, million hits, he strings? Why you guys? Why you gotta? Why's he gotta be black? Well, I mean, he got to be because he is, but why you gotta say it like that? Why can't it just be? Why can't it just be a dude? No, he's not on a bike. No, he's not on a bike. He has a vehicle.
South Indian for 11 just occurred. Vermont and South Segundo. It appears at the Shell gas station. It occurred 30 ago.
Nah, Benjamin, that doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. I think he blocked me because him and Zach are close friends, and he thinks he's doing Zach a favor by blocking me, which I don't understand. Whatever happened to the 5-month-old baby didn't survive the one in the car accident? Sorry, gotta be a little more specific. Like, are you talking about a video we just recently uploaded, like in the past day or so? If that's what you're asking, I don't know what happened to him. What's up, Proud? Yes, we do need a police suit. Jason, who? Zach or Patty? Zach is no longer in this industry. Well, Zach took a break from this industry. On paper, he's supposedly back, but Zach's no longer with On Scene. So that's why he has time to do all that stuff. He's not running a company anymore. If you ask him, he says he's running a company, and he might, but it's not On Scene, and it's not one you've heard of. I think, and if I'm being honest, I think what happened was the old owner of On Scene doesn't like what Howard and I have done, and he doesn't own On Scene anymore because Zach lost it. I think the old owner wants to see our logo less, so he and Zach got back together, but it doesn't seem to be working. If anything, we see Howard's logo and my logo more, and On Scene less. But On Scene's doing well. The three companies are doing fine. Three companies are doing fine.
2043 Trevor South Gulf, west of Spangna, on 16 in Victor Edwards, 777.
Is Todd doing okay? Todd's always be doing okay. 2-car crash with 5-month-old San Dimas and just did a Google search. Mother and baby. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't. Blazer, I don't know updates. I really don't get too many updates. Sorry. Jason, I wouldn't say that. No. It's always been On Scene 1, and it's funny because the way that this happened. When I was working with On Scene, I helped turn them into the #1 stringing company. And then I went to RMG and I helped turn them into the #2 stringing company. And then I started my own company in 2012, and I turned my company into the #3 company. Maybe at one point it was the #1 or 2. Between the three companies, it's always switching. It really is now at this point. Between the three companies, it's always switching on who's #1. Back in the day, it was a set thing. It was On Scene 1, RMG 2. Back in the day, it would be RMG, On Scene, like when I was working with RMG, On Scene would be getting most of the hits Monday through Friday, and then I'd work weekends like a mother flipper, and RMG would rule the weekends. But now it's a toss-up between whose company is #1 at any time. It really is. What up, Code 2? You were talking about quality. Still, same thing. No. RMG, they shoot well. On Scene shoots well. As a matter of fact, my team has the least. What's the word I'm looking for? Not qualified. Least amount of time in the streets, I guess. I like working with a team like that. I like being the underdog team. Bronson's doing good. Do they show preference to anybody or favoritism? Little man, it's a question we've been asking for years, decades. Every station has their favorites. Some stations also like to, spread the love, as they say. You work with people long enough, you start to make friendships, so every station has their favorites, but you gotta remember there's 10 stations. 10 stations don't have the same favorites, so it all ends up working out. Loveless, any female stringers out there? Yeah? Dad, how are you? Good to see you. I saw you at the end of the last stream. Well, I didn't see you live, but I saw it in the comments afterwards. I saw that you were there. Sorry I didn't see you. But hi, Dad. How are you? Is there laws regarding any of this as far as who should get stories and stuff? Not quite sure of the question, Jason. Are you calling from America? Are you calling from? Are you in America or another country? I'm starting to think you're not in this country because you wouldn't have asked that question, I believe, if you are. Am I hiring? It all depends, Eric. Correct, Vasquez. You're about an hour from me. Gotcha. Well, the law is freedom of the press. OC Hawk is a company out of Orange County. And yeah, he's been out for about, what, 5 years now? 6 years? Yep, his company's getting bigger. There's about 5 regulars right now. There's probably 10 companies, a dozen companies. Yeah, maybe a dozen companies. But there's 10 that consistently feed, 5 that are consistently on TV.
Verify you want incident 0613.
It's all good, Jason. Where am I in LA? Micah, I'm in South Los Angeles. That's where I am. I'm in South Los Angeles. You want to come say hi? Can I have a coffee? Talk about life?
Metro 13.
Dad, how you feeling? How was the drive home? Growing up, Dr. Pepper used to be my favorite Coca-Cola, my favorite soda, my favorite pop.
They've done this before. I guess I gotta go down on the mezzanine level, some room and to reset it.
Drinking coffee and OJ just finished your waffles.
Insert my information. We did reset. The system seems to be normal now.
Low man, he doesn't have a famous son. He has 2 sons, neither of which are famous.
Negative, it's all clear over here.
One is super smart. One is the smartest person I know. Yeah. One of his sons is definitely the smartest person I know. Micah, no, I haven't shot anything this morning. The company has, I have not. I'm looking for that breaking news. Do I get nervous being parked in the streets during the night hours? No, I usually park in parking lots. I'm not the only one in this parking lot right now. I got a tow truck driver right there on the left. I got a semi-truck guy sleeping right there. Probably a homeless dude sleeping there. 2 tow truck runners sitting over there. So I'm not alone. And these have cameras, which doesn't mean anything except for something for the detectives to detect if there's an incident. But I haven't had any problems parking in the streets. Nah. I don't know, low man. Low man, Netflix doesn't give numbers. Caesar, what's up? And Chris Brooks, I can't tell you how many channels I'm listening to and stuff like that, but I can say there's 8 or 9 radios in here, depending on how you look at things. You got any big plans today, Dad? Or are you just gonna sit down, relax, and keep that remote warm? Micah, no, they know exactly what I'm doing. Matter of fact, one drove by today and spotlighted me, and I think it was a hello, not a what are you doing. It was more of a hello. Because he kind of flashed it. It wasn't solid as he was driving by. Now, little man, my car is famous. That's a true statement. I'm not famous, but my car is.
Subject is the PR calling for results. Letter comments for additional. Full code to incident 617.
Scary Scooby. Golf's good. Golf's good. I might actually play. Might actually play today. When that sun comes up. Hurricanes, Catherine. I chased a hurricane once, and it was one of the funnest things I've ever done with a camera. It was a good time. Hurricane Gustav. Good stuff. All right, Dad. I will definitely do that. I will definitely do that. I got a long day ahead of me today. The good news is there's scheduled sleep in it. There's scheduled sleep involved in my long day, so that's good. That's very good. That's very good.
Also further from motor vehicle suspect left to the rear, 1130 West C Street, Indiana.
Chris, Hurricane Gustav, I believe. I covered it in Georgia. No, Louisiana. I was in Louisiana when I covered it. I covered it in Louisiana. I'm sure part of it made Texas, but it was a Louisiana. It was a Louisiana hurricane. When does my shift end? Micah, it can end whenever I want it to end. For the most part right now, because news is already on, it needs to be a big story if I'm gonna go chase a story. Now, I can go chase a content story for you guys, like a car fire. If there's a car fire around the corner, unless it's a big RV or truck or explosions, I'm not feeding it for the news. It'll be content for you. If that same car fire was on the freeway right now, I would definitely record it for breaking news for the news because it's going to stop traffic. So at this point right now, I'm just looking for stuff that's going to stop traffic. Now, if I get a house fire where firefighters rescue 2 people, that might not make the 5, 6 o'clock news. It'll make the 11 o'clock morning news. So it all depends. Now, if I get that same firefighters rescuing those 2 people at 1 o'clock in the morning, it will for sure be on the news that you're watching right now, if you're watching this. Hello, Angel. Me too. Welcome to my job. That's why I started streaming. It makes my job the night go by a little quicker. It also gives me an opportunity to make money in between the stories, and it also gives me an opportunity to make money while I'm not working. These streams continue to generate views and hits, and not hits, but views, and generate ad money. And then some people do donate during the live streams. So it does give me opportunity to make money between stories, which is new to me, and I can't fathom it. And I won't lie, I got the idea from, well, going live has always been a thought. Austin and I, Howard and I, we've been talking about going live for 10 years. But Patty Mayo started doing it about 2 years ago, and he got donations. Like, people donated him money while he was sitting in a parking lot. There was one night he made more money in donations than some of my stringers made chasing stories. He made more money sitting in a parking lot doing nothing than some of my stringers did that night going out chasing stories. So it kind of opened up my eyes and made me believe and think about things. And then a year later, after the show, I finally took advantage of it.
1255 RD 1935 for 15345 admission.
13, can we confirm the address 3191?
Roger, one more time that RD.
Now, when you say people from YouTube, you don't mean people from you don't mean, you just mean people from YouTube, not the people from YouTube.
She's been saying 218 this entire time, and now she's saying 318.
Like civilians, right? Not the people who work at YouTube.
Retro FT13, Roger, 31.
He blew up quick. Chris, yeah, when I met him, he was already big. He, had 1 million point something subscribers. And then once he took it out of the city into the country, that's when he blew up huge. That's when he blew up huge. For sure. And people gave him a lot of slack, but genius.
information on a possible break with
Absolutely, Vasquez. Absolutely, I will. That's the whole point of this. I don't turn you off when I get to a story. You guys, I'll take you off my. You can't see it, but there's a camera right here, and you'll be connected to my camera, and then you'll go to the scene with me. I won't zoom in, but you can watch the footage later after I upload the raw footage or the unedited footage to YouTube.
2869, code 6 Charles, indicated right front location.
7, I don't have any RA notifications on the incident.
30 Normandy, we're not code 6.
Yes, question mark. We're still here. We're still here. Sometimes people who want attention, if you give it to them, it makes them feel a little better. And then when you ignore them, they go away.
Extended watch are still working.
Transported to 90 Panorama City.
The action and fighting. You want action and fighting? I should just go live stream from Hollywood Boulevard one night. Definitely we'll see some fights. Definitely we'll see some action.
25C141 watch, extended watch, or still working?
What's the purpose of going to the scenes? Mr. Gandalf, the stream killer. I can show you better than I can tell you. If you have Netflix, go check out a show called Shot in the Dark.
6877 negative.
I mean, the easy
6877
answer is to educate the public.
Suspect just left 928 West 4th Avenue at the Union Donut. Suspect 1 is a female, black, 35-40, wearing a gray sweater or jacket.
But I go to the scenes and I record them and I give them to the news.
Green construction jacket.
And if it shows up on TV, I send them an invoice. I get paid from CBS, Fox, NBC, ABC,
29 RD12.
KCAL, which is CBS, KTLA, things like that. Is the show coming back? I don't know. What is that on Netflix? When I seen the tutorial on you guys and make you look like you are the bad guy. Yeah. Watch the show. You can have an opinion for yourself. You will definitely have an opinion for me. There has to be a good guy and a bad guy. There also has to be a winner and a loser.
2480 Montrose Avenue,
69 RD1256.
Chris, I don't think my footage has ever been on that. It's been on Reuters, but I don't think it's ever been on. Well, I guess if it was on Reuters, it might have been on Al Jazeera.
Incident 0596.
No, Gandalf, I am not. I am not a First Amendment auditor or a cop watcher. I am not. Now, those guys, depending on who you are, give us a good name or a bad name. If you associate them with us, as in media, they give us a bad name. But if you know the difference between a First Amendment auditor and a stringer, then they give us a good name. But if you put us together, they give us a bad name. When you separate us, they give us a good name. And the cool thing is, cops know the difference. One of the lines I like to use now when a cop's giving me a hard time, I always say, dude, don't make me go live and First Amendment audit you. And then they kind of, I say it jokingly, but also very serious. Now, not serious as in I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing and going to go live, but serious enough to make him stop to think that, oh shoot, that's right, he can do that. Not that doing that is the power of anything, but police officers don't like being First Amendment audited live. They just don't.
How they respond to
the older ones tend to handle it better. The younger ones are learning. At some point, they're it's not like laws are going to be made, but things will change with these First Amendment audits and how they make their money on YouTube and AdSense, things like that. And it just has everything to do with the way that they treat and harass people. It's so funny how some of the guys scream and yell at you, and then they'll get mad if you scream and yell at them. Gandalf, go check out Shot in the Dark on Netflix.
Imperial and Figueroa, the subject at the Chevron gas station, male, white, 25 years. 57180 wearing a white V-neck shirt. Code 2 incident 631 or 1862.
Just tell them that I understand and recognize your frustration. Cops love that. Oh, dude, I totally do understand. The more I do this job, the more
7119.
I understand and recognize their frustration, especially dealing with me, or dealing with somebody like me, or dealing with
Alexander Avenue.
people like me now. A lot of people think that the way that I acted on the show is the way that you're supposed to act when you string. No, you got to understand that I had the mentality. So when I found out that the show was coming back, because you got to remember it's our second reality show. When I first heard it was coming back, in my head I told myself I'm going to do what it takes to be the best stringer on that show. I'm not going to have that show on Netflix sit around forever and me not be the best stringer on it. So I did what I had to do to be the best stringer. Remember what I was saying about having a family, not having a family? At that time, I kind of had a family and was starting a family, but I ignored all that stuff so I could do what it is I used to do to be the best guy, because it was going to be documented forever. And that's what happened. So I'm not that guy you see on the show. For the most part. Who I am at work is not who I am at home. The more I've been streaming, the more I've kind of crossed it over to where who I am at home is who I am while I'm working, and that's because my personality is breaking out here. But if I wasn't sitting here talking to you guys, I would just be sitting here waiting for someone to die. Now I'm just sitting here waiting for someone to die while I'm talking to my phone. It sucks, but it's the truth. And that's my problem. I'm a little too truthful. Way too truthful sometimes. Brandon, rules and regulations for you guys to follow. There's rules and laws. I'll give you a good example. If I go shoot a hospital from the sidewalk, and you know what's funny about, and I'll give you an example, Gandalf, is I have learned things from the First Amendment auditors. Now, what I'm about to say right now, I didn't learn from the First Amendment auditors, but it did remind me of, I've learned some stuff from the First Amendment auditors. You know, you can learn some things from them. But anyways, I'll give you an example. So, I won't say the hospital, but I go to this hospital all the time and shoot footage there. Security guard always tells me to come out and leave. And it's the way that the hospital is placed, where there's a public street and a sidewalk that kind of goes across the street from the emergency room. Well, those guys say that we can't shoot there because that's their rule. But the law says I can shoot from a public street. And I show them every time I go, look, it's on a map. I go, look, there's a street sign. I go, that's a public street. I can sit here. You can tell me to leave all you want. Cool. That's your rule. You have rules to follow, your job, but I have laws. So you can call the cop, but the cop isn't going to do anything. And that's one of the things I've also learned from First Amendment auditors. But I knew that before that, but those guys follow that to a T, the difference between rules and laws. So you see them all the time playing with rules and laws. And luckily I follow the law. Hello, Robert. Gandalf, back in the day, it was a cop watch thing. Now it's a money-making thing. They say to educate. They're there to educate. And I always say this about that. Why are you wasting the cop's time in letting him know what can and cannot be filmed? Don't you think he has other things to be educated on? If you want to educate him on something, educate him on something else, not on what can be filmed and what can't be filmed. But they're doing it for money. They do it for money.
823, come in. An additional unit, 200 off Los Angeles, 344.
Angel, that happened. If you watch the Dukes of Hazzard, that's how that happened. There's actual footage. There's security footage. If you Google it, if you Google that story, you'll find the security footage. That thing launched. There's security footage from a bus, and there's security footage from the hotel. If this is the bus, that thing jumped like this in front of the bus, almost over the bus. Gandalf, no, not at all. That's not. It's
Go
it's
further.
especially now with the way the world's going. That you think all YouTube channels should be demonetized. No, it gives people an opportunity.
In the cul-de-sac at Canoga Mobile Estate Home Park.
Gives people an opportunity to be creative and not have to go through,
Number 1, no shirt. Number 2, no further.
no pun intended, but other channels. Like, let's say you have an idea, like Blippi. I'll give you a great example, Blippi. I'm guessing a network would love to have Blippi right now, but Blippi's doing better on his own. If you don't know who Blippi is, you obviously don't have a kid.
We'll take that investigation.
But to me, YouTube is now a secondary income to feed my family.
59, 7 door Union North 519.
And person suspect 3900, illegal. Incident 638 RD 2015.
Dude, Chris, I love Blippi. And I love Blippi multiple reasons. I love Blippi from a production standpoint. I love Blippi from an educational standpoint. I love Blippi from, to me, Blippi is Mr. Rogers and Pee Wee Herman put together. But I love Blippi.
Shows backing at 21905 on 459
97 Roger.
What happened, Gandalf, was the First Amendment auditors found a loophole. They found a loophole in our Constitution, and they are taking advantage of that loophole. Blippi! Brandon, where's your proof? Where's your proof on either? Now, I heard Blippi was involved in some weird prank videos back in the day. You know, like with throw up and diarrhea, things like that, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But I know that he used to be involved in some other type of videos. But I've heard nothing of sex offender, and I wouldn't let my son watch that. And yeah. Blippi has himself a Mrs. Blippi, or a soon-to-be Mrs. Blippi. I know they do a lot of traveling together. Who is Blippi? Robert, you don't have kids. If you had kids, then you would know who Blippi is. Blippi! What's so funny about Blippi is, and Blippi being like, I can see the sex offender thing. I totally get it. Like, Blippi's a little weird if you don't have kids, but if you have kids, Blippi's so, what's the word I'm looking for? Innocent. Blippi's so innocent. It's just a giant educated child is how I look at Blippi. And one of the things I love from a production standpoint is how simple it is. It's very simple. It's very simple. It's very technical, but it's very simple on how he did it. And I love how long he goes without cutting. Now, he might fast forward or slow down, but I love how much there's no cut. Like, and the dude's smart. The dude's very smart.
Do you have a message?
You call 123 landline, the Van Nuys, inside line.
Oh, so that's just your opinion, Brandon. Gotcha, that's just your opinion. Well, you need to be careful on how you state your opinion, because you stated your opinion like it was a fact.
17 WW was here.
W188, spot 184.
Oh, looks like somebody needs some attention. Fort Note. Hi. When after you go to bed and you wake up in the morning, remember to hug your mom. Go hug your mom.
With the PR is subjects actually made it into a mobile park.
That sounds about right for source. And that's the same thing that happened with Patty. Patty was doing prank videos, and then YouTube kind of slowed their monetizing on prank videos, so he moved to doing bounty hunter stuff, and Blippi moved to being Blippi.
And they were making contact with one over right now.
Well, I've been sitting in this car for 70 minutes and we haven't moved. I hate this.
Global Estate Homes.
I hate this.
997 code 4 coming in only. Vermont.
Oh, you're not California.
Chris, I don't know. I don't know if he watches that. Dade's not here right now, so I'd have to ask him. He's the 7-year-old. And then the almost 2-year-old, he's watching Johnny Papa and Daddy Finger a lot right now. Those two songs. It's a bummer, Roberto. It's a bummer.
ATW suspect just now 21408 North Street.
That's a bummer.
Suspect 1 male black, 35 years, red shorts, blue pants, possible black handgun, tucked in 2 hands. Suspect 234, not Spanish, male black, no further description. Code 241 ID 21 Sport.
Minecraft Dan. I do know who. I do know Minecraft, and I know Dan TDM. I don't know Minecraft Dan, but I don't know.
Okay, stay on my 1. We're doing a handoff. Give me a second.
The area is in the Warren Imperial Highway.
Come on, at least a car fire or something.
12539 York, 20-year-old female, 7 AL.
Puerto Rican traveling at a high rate of speed, incident 643. Additional unit 200 North Los Angeles Street.
Ooh, definitely a fire over there. It's not gonna be a big deal though.
Pacific flag down, Vine and Santa Monica.
Huh, Chris, he's already watching YouTube. Are you kidding me? I'll show you a picture of it. Oh, I can't. Yeah, hold on, give me a second. So, Chris, for the longest time, he wasn't watching TV or devices. He just didn't care, but I'd say over the past month, he started to care. But he's always been able to grab the remote, turn the TV on and off, change channel, turn the volume up and down. Like before he could walk, he was doing this. Now with his, he watches YouTube, and he knows how to scroll, pick a new video, turn the volume up and down. One thing he can't do is log into the tablet. So like he'll hand you the tablet if it's not working right. If I put in the numbers, he can go to the icons. Like I'll put in the numbers to clear the, you know, the lock page. He'll go and scroll until he sees the YouTube icon. Click on the YouTube icon. The only thing he hasn't learned yet, ooh, these are good noises. He hasn't learned skip ad, but he knows play and pause. And his attention, anything that he watches more than 2 minutes, I'm surprised. But he's about a 2-minute before he scrolls and watches something else. Kids YouTube, it's Kids YouTube. Oh, 183. It's gonna be code 2. Go code 2. Go, go, go.
We'll notify 77, Mark has on 77.
But here is a picture I took today of Bronson with his mom's phone watching YouTube with his buddies. And there's little Spidey right there. And then, yeah, that's little Bronny. Watching YouTube with his 2 buddies.
Possibly armed with unknown type weapons or handguns. Exposed to this information incident 609.
First source, that was Jacob. That was Jacob, the father-son team. Jacob's still in high school. I think he's a senior this year.
Here, guys, drinking cabins, so I drink and handle down no trouble.
We kind of got there the same time, but I had a better angle and a real camera. He started shooting with his phone until his camera showed up. By the time his camera showed up, a lot of the flames were gone, and I had the higher angle. Yeah, Chris, it's funny. People who say raising kids obviously didn't have the internet, or people who say raising kids is hard obviously didn't have the internet. I'm not proud of that statement. It's just true. We should at least just drive around so you guys can see things.
En route to location in a gray bicycle male wearing a black shirt, gray pants. Advised of 2 cats inside of the location. Unsure if the cat set off the alarm or if there's
Boston Blazer, is Pulse Point available? There's an app called Pulse Point. Is that available? If so, it'll help a lot. I mean, yes, it's available, but I don't know if Boston is in it yet or not. But that app helps a lot. It's I hate to say this, but it's stringing for dummies. It'll notify you a story. You click on the story, and you can it'll navigate you to the story. You might have to download it first to see if Boston's available, and then you can just delete it if it's not. Between that and a scanner app, you basically can do the job with your phone. Obviously, your phone's not a car. You need a car to get you places. Well, hello. We're only moving because I don't want this whole stream to be sitting in a parking lot.
Traffic hurry, repeat an ID 12049 Van Owen Street, station of 593, RD 1514.
David, I'm in South LA. David, do you know who it is I am and what it is I do? Or did you just see the live thing on YouTube and you clicked on it? The laws aren't going to be different. The laws won't be different. Now they might have different like rules and regulations, like the I don't know if you have deputies, constables, sheriffs, police, patrol officers, whatever it is. They might not allow you on the freeway, or they might not allow you as close but basically you're allowed to go up to that yellow tape and you're allowed to be on the freeway. Different countries, yes. Different countries, it's illegal to listen to scanners. It's illegal to film scenes. This country, it is not. So no, it's not different in Boston. It's not different. I don't know if Boston PD or Boston Fire is encrypted. I don't know if you can listen to them or not. Yes, Angel. Yes, and you could. I'll give you a little bit of a discount because you found me on this stream, and that is splittable with people. You can get a hold of me, Scott@loudlabs.com, to set up your day, or excuse me, to set up your night. Ooh, is that a coyote, or is that a dog? No, that's a coyote. Oh no, that's a dog. It just looks like a coyote. That's weird. That might have been a coyote.
63, you click?
963, Roger.
The police might be encrypted, but most likely the fire is not. You can probably go to broadcastify.com and put in Boston, see if it is. Now, if there's a car fire anywhere near where we just left, I'm going to be very upset. It happens a lot. So what we're doing right now is, what's Citizen app? Little man, it's an app that, lets you be me. Basically, it's an app that lets you be me.
Are the watch 7 door units still working, or the watch? My units have 5547K.
So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking the long way, not the long way, just the longer way, as in the side streets instead of the freeway, into downtown. Probably drive around downtown for a minute or two, and then we'll say goodbye. So hopefully we'll get something here in the next 10 minutes.
George 30, myself, and George 41 are still working. Rest 900, Roger, standby.
Okay, George 30, Roger, gonna log on the other George unit.
Roger.
19 George 30, Roger, 1090, disregard.
593. 67.
817, Roger.
Can you box that last call to UCLA studio and see if they will handle it?
Little man, so you can do what it is I do. That's what for though. Basically what I'm doing without the scanner and without a lot of other things too.
59. You have no call.
Rest 900, unable to copy.
David, no. So, David, if you have Netflix, go check out a show called Shot in the Dark. Shot in the Dark will show you what it is I do. I listen to these scanners. I wait for certain calls. I go to those calls. I record those calls. not for content for streaming on YouTube,
1631 if you're ready.
but I record those things for the news. Channel 2, 4, 5, or wherever you are. It'll be CBS, ABC, NBC. What up, Ozark? How you doing, man? I hope you're doing well. Are you home? But no, I record the emergency workers.
1631 if you're ready.
I watch them do their job. You can call me a superhero capturer. I capture superheroes in action.
Under fire, 555 Cordova Street.
On hold of station.
16, rescue 2, immediate dispatch, breathing difficulty, 1539 North Tremont Street.
Yeah, little man. Yep.
Over George 30.
George 30, U.S. main south.
Good, glad you're home.
28, 128, are you clear? Yes.
George 30, Roger.
This was a good fire a few days ago. Building right here on the right. That was a good one.
29 Roger, Deering, North Florida.
Oh, right on, Sanchez. If that's the case, you'll really like the show. You'll like the show. My job is to film you guys doing your job. Chris, anywhere from 50 to 150.
We're going to have to self-medicate today. 555.
Well, little man, if you do, send it to me. Don't send it to Citizen App. Send it to me. Send your footage to Scott at LOUDLABS.com. Figaro and 6'8" on 2. I know exactly where he's at. That's funny. That is funny. But no, Sanchez, I'm in media. The actual name of what I am is a stringer. I'm a stringer. Remember the Prius. 25 a hit. Are you asking me or are you telling me? Little man.
Units Company, attempt 547 Keeley Avenue, incident 657. UCLA PD Tower.
Asking. I have no idea. I have no idea how much they pay.
Possibly under the influence.
I'm sure every market's different. I know they're not just here in LA. They're in New York. They're in different cities. Oh, are you oh, Phoenix footage? Gotcha, little man. Would I give you $25 a hit? I thought you were talking about the app. Phoenix, what I would do, little man, what I want from you is I want haboobs. And I don't, as the kids say, no homo. I want haboob. If you can record a haboob for me, I'll give you way more than $25. Deal? Cool.
Unoccidental. No, 45 years. Assaulted by 3 males inside. No further description. One hour comments for additional. Coincidence in 661 RD 2029. Okay.
Here we are in downtown. So
On that rover.
I'll drive around downtown or through it
Traffic stop Gardenia, west of DeSoto, 7 X-ray calling in.
before I say goodbye to you guys. I was trying to get something for you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I am a terrible, terrible stringer, and I'm terrible at what I do. What's a haboob? Google it. It's a heavy sandstorm. It's you saw it in the movie The Mummy, but it's when sand is not on the ground and it's in the air and it's coming right at you. That's what a haboob is. Hail. Hail's good. Things like that. How many have you been in, little man? How many boobs have you been in? I had to do it, sorry. How many haboobs have you been in? Oh, I know, Chris. That's the pun of the joke. But it's, I believe it's called haboob with an H. But he's 19, so I was just asking him how many haboobs he's been in. I mean, he lives in the area where haboobs happen.
39 on incident 661, the correct address would be 534 Occidental, and I believe that's Radford Division. Victor Frank Young, 311. 4854184. They need to press option 1 and then option 2. 1313, you can show court for information only. Not code 6.
51 rescue 867 injury LAX satellite 5.
That's risky. Can't they go blind? What are you talking about? Can they go blind what? Can they go blind shooting a Habib? If you're standing outside and you open your eyes, yeah. But there's air in front of it. You can see it coming towards you, and you want to be indoors once it gets to you. Kind of like the 9/11 aftermath. When the buildings fell, that smoke, it's kind of like what it is. It's moving to you. No, I don't stream every night. I don't stream every night. This is a true statement, and it can't be any truer. I stream when I stream. I stream when I stream.
Yeah, you talking just west of that white van?
Low man, you haven't sent me any emails since the one you sent me a few days ago. I got it. I'll send you a poster and some patches and stickers.
Okay, I can see the headlights. We're gonna work our way west.
Since you just cancel this, let's be very good. 614. Correction, 1724 SF17. This is 614.
Metro 806, there's no patient at Starbucks. There's no Street.
Yeah, you're gonna have a black pick. That's good on the driver in place.
No, I'm not going to go through Skid Row. Sharky, I don't have a schedule when I stream.
I'm just for Trenton. One of the barricades of smoke concentrate holding, rolling around the middle of the street. History incident 600 jogging 64. Here's all over the location and exchange insurance information.
Rescue 834, person down.
Ow, 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 ow. Oh, hey, look, it's the offices of Carga 7, the production company who... Here's their office, right there at the top. At the top on the left. Right there underneath that flag, the very top on the left, that is where Shot in the Dark was edited. That's where it was edited, right up there. Right up there at the Los Angeles studios. Carga 7 has their offices there. We used to have to come here every night and gear up our cars, head in or head out, and then head back and de-gear. Yeah, little man, I've been up there. Chris, this is live stringers. One of the things that makes those shows so popular, I hate watching those shows, by the way. I don't watch them because it's literally just watching work. But what makes those shows so popular is the access. It's the access. If I don't have that access, so the show from my end isn't going to be as, and I don't have all the information on the call. So the show from doing a Stringers live show won't be, it wouldn't be as good as the other one, or as, you know, live PD and live rescue, things like that. And it's just because they have access, they're on top of it or in the story. We have to be from a distance. That show goes under the yellow tape. We are definitely not going under the yellow tape.
Central Jail 180 North Los Angeles. Transport a central rescue to a contract hospital code 206 72 3127.
Rescue 11, we've reattached engine 11. They're coming from quarters.
All right, I'm gonna stay here for a couple minutes before we say goodbye.
Additional PR call is licensed to the male black wearing a gray shirt and black pants in front of the Burger King at the hip. Person additional 670.
231 right. Do show me code 6 on Grand and Century.
1883 code 6 Grand and Century.
Deliver to 1, take it to the prison hall.
You're right, I'm clear it now.
74, I have a report of a pedestrian. Westbound 105 east of the 71048.
2035 Rescue 803 transported to the Samaritan Hospital.
It's less for the current.
637-0489.
3, close forward on suspect, Maplewood and Western. Please go for code 6 Charles, Maplewood and Western, wrong suspect.
708-37. 989 traffic outside of Coins Back 4 Union Robert George 945.
989, our location is going to be a Rain Road. This is south.
I'm 6763774.
Roger.
Central Unit 211 GTA Suspect there now. Los Angeles and Washington. Los Angeles and Washington. Suspect number 1, male black, wearing a white t-shirt with cut off sleeves and black jeans. Suspect number 2 is a male Hispanic wearing blue jeans. Attempting to get into the PR's vehicle, a white Lincoln Navigator, code Jane 675 8195. Come back for additional.
Rain Road on Boveda.
Okay.
357 code 6 Crunch on Jefferson, the parking.
989, Niagara Sawyer Cross.
Just watching people run red lights. That truck did, that car did. Everybody just running red lights.
989, traffic stop, Rain Road, Florida. 4 Union Robert George 945.
P3 Roger.
Central Unit to respond to the code 3 call 9195 identified. Please be notified regarding Hollywood Freeway and Rampart. Exit. Central Unit 2891, 2891, 211G. Pushing 211G, suspect are now Los Angeles, Washington, code 3, incident 675, RD 195.
Rescue 867, if you can. Discontinue.
All right,
291,
I'm gonna say goodbye.
Central.
Hold on. Ow, that hurt. That hurt, that hurt, that hurt. All right, where are we going? Let's go home. Let's go play some golf.
On to the Watchman office.
Okay, thank y'all for hanging out. Thank y'all for watching me do nothing. I don't know if I could watch any of you guys do nothing. I will, I don't know if I'll be out tonight. Tonight is in Tuesday night to Wednesday morning. I'm not sure. I have a real busy Tuesday. So, anyways, thank you all. Talk to you later. See you in the future. Remember, tomorrow is promised to no one. Later, losers.